afternoon and welcome to the Daily Ramble here on Claret and Booze. My name's Gary and today I want to talk with you about what to expect in Prague. So if you're like me and you're going to Prague, hopefully this will interest you. If not, it might interest you anyway. But anyway, give the video a watch. If you like what you see, please give it a like, hit the bell notification icon and subscribe to our channel Claret and Booze here on YouTube. So first of all, Prague. Listen, I couldn't resist going. I didn't go last year to the semi-final. I haven't been to any of the away European games because, frankly, the only one I could get tickets for last season was the one that didn't matter, the one where the group was already won. I think I can't remember which one it was, the last group game. Every other away game in Europe so far over these past 2 seasons has been sold out before it got to my points allocation, which is ridiculous really, because I go to quite a few away games. It's just that, got to be honest, I buy tickets from other people, so I don't get the points myself. Excuse me. So, what can you expect? So, firstly, you can expect to pay a fortune if you're flying to Prague, especially if you didn't book your flights in time. I booked mine. They're BA flights, they're not even direct. They're going from Gatwick to Prague via Frankfurt. It's about 4 hours door to door. And I booked them, I took a chance and just booked them non-refundable about a month ago. And turns out to have been quite a good idea, because this week I've heard people are paying a couple of grand to get flights. And some of those flights are worse than the ones I bought. So anyway, the longer you leave it, the more expensive it gets. I did have a hotel booked, which wasn't cheap. And I wasn't convinced about hotel. In the end, I used my sort of Hilton membership to get hotel room over there for 2 nights. It's only a Tuesday night and a Wednesday night, and I arrived pretty much at midnight on the Tuesday. So I'm literally getting 1 and a bit days out there, and I think it's costing me something like 650 quid for 2 nights in that hotel. So it's not cheap. So adding that up, add a bit of spending, add a bit of parking at the airport, it's £1,000 before you even go, right? Probably a lot more if you're booking now. Will it be worth it? I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of talk in the press about 25,000 ticketless West Ham fans making their way to Prague. It's not only going to be West Ham fans, though, is it? It's going to be Fiorentina fans as well. You know, they're a big side, just like us. They inhabit a 43,000 seater stadium. We've got a 62,000 seater stadium, you know, and we're trying to come together with an allocation of just under 6,000 each to play our most important European game, theirs as well, in a long, long time, in a 20,000 seater stadium, which, when you consider that UEFA are playing the Women's Conference League final, nothing against women's football, just saying, the Women's Conference League final is being played in a stadium with a capacity of 35,000. That's nearly double. And when you consider, you know, I think they've woke up to it eventually, right? But last year's final was Roma versus Feyenoord. That is not 2 little sides, is it? That's 2 decent teams. This season is Fiorentina against West Ham. Who will it be next season? I'll tell you who it won't be. It won't be Ghent versus whoever, which is what they seem to have styled this tournament on. I understand why they've done it. They've tried to bring all the really small teams into their own competition to get them out of, you know, stop clogging up the UEFA League and Champions League. I get that. It's probably a good idea because they only lose anyway. At least they've got a competitive chance in this. But at the end of the day, those teams are never going to win it. You know, not unless they go on one hell of a run. It's always going to be the cream is always going to rise to the top. And that little sprinkling of teams that you get from Germany, from Italy, from Spain, from England, France even, they're always going to find their way to the final. You know, I can't see any other outcome. And if you look at what they're doing next year, they're actually putting it in a bigger stadium. It's in Athens, 32,500. So perhaps they're wising up to it. But back to what I'm talking about, you know, us and Fiorentina, we could have filled an 80,000 seater stadium. No problem at all. Anyway, so let's go on what's been reported, right? 25,000 ticketless fans, 10,000 police, apparently. And the fans will be drinking 36p beer, Well, that's fine, but it's a bit of a false economy if you pay £1,000 to go to the Czech Republic to dine out on 36p beer, isn't it? I mean, you've already blown your money. So at least something's cheap. That's all I'll say. At least something's cheap, and it should add to a good atmosphere. They're worried. Lots of security forces are coming together, including the Met Police and everybody else, coming together to talk about the potential issues that they're going to have in Prague, because where are they going to go if you've got 25,000 West Ham turn out? Just say it is 25,000, right? 6,000 of those, just under, are going to the stadium because they'll have a ticket. The other just under 20,000 are going to be milling around in Prague looking for somewhere to go. Now, the fan zone, there was actually supposed to be 2 fan zones, but like the stadium, they completely undersized the fan zones that were being put up in Prague. They were talking about one fan zone holding about 500, another one holding about 1,000 or something like that. Way undersized. Who did they think was going to be playing in this final? They're incompetent, this lot, I tell you. Anyway, now West Ham, as you know, West Ham United, the club, are not doing a fan zone. They're not doing anything in the stadium because they're not allowed to, because it ain't our stadium and there are summer events booked. Also, they tried to do something else, like use the artificial football pitch outside to put a screen on that. Nah, it's a no-go. It's not happening. So we're getting no fan zone over here in the UK. But I'm more concerned, to be honest, because I'm going, with the fan zone they're going to put up in Prague. And will it be big enough? We have sent, or we are planning to send, representatives, security representatives and everything over to Prague to basically make sure there is a place that's sized big enough that it can handle the people who are going to be arriving there. Now, they should know. I mean, these are the days of technology and data, right? They should know how many people are flying in from the UK next week. They should know, or the week after next. They should know how many people are arriving by train. They should know how many hotels are booked. They should be able to tell pretty accurately, like within 80, 90%. They should be able to estimate how many West Ham and how many Fiorentina are going to land in that city. I don't think it will go up a great deal because the prices are so extortionate. So I think if they just cut it off now and did their homework, they'll be able to plan it properly, right? But anyway, look, that could end up being pure carnage over there. But, me, myself, I'm looking forward to it. Tickets. Now, tickets, we've been allocated 1,000 more than expected, coming in at 5,780 tickets for us, and the same for Fiorentina. That gives regular people like myself an outside to slim chance of getting a ticket. They're going down at the moment. They're only going down to 31 points. I'm on 23, so I've probably got a very, very tiny sliver of hope of getting a ticket. But while there's hope, I'm still quite happy about that. We shall see. We've got to see announcements from the club. We'll probably find out that it won't actually get to Friday, which is when they would be selling to my band. They'll probably sell out by Thursday or something like that. I don't see anybody turning down the option of buying these tickets, whether they're going to use them or not. It never should have been like this. I always envisaged that buying a season ticket for West Ham, especially in the old stadium, right? I always envisaged buying a season ticket would automatically get me a ticket to a cup final, and so it proved in 2006. And the playoff finals, I got tickets to all of those, but then they were at Cardiff or Wembley, where we had a decent size allocation. I'm not so sure what it'd be like now with 50,000 season ticket holders, But either way, it feels like, it feels bad. It feels bad that, for the first time in my adult life since I've been supporting West Ham, and I know there haven't been many finals, that now it's kind of touch and go whether we're going to get a ticket, whether I'm going to get a ticket to see, my club playing a final for the, a European final for only the second time since I've been alive. What else can you do other than be a bondholder or, buy one of the elite tickets? Apparently Club London get early first refusal and stuff like that. But I don't want those tickets. If I had my time again now, I might buy a bond. Of course I would. But when you see how they're benefiting from first refusal on everything. But when it comes to Club London, I'll buy 2 tickets, and I like to sit with, my family, and I like the atmosphere. I don't want to be sat in some semi not quite corporate location to guarantee me a ticket on the off chance that we get to a final. So yeah, I don't know. I've got a heavy heart about this. I think it's really sad. Obviously, I'll be delighted if I manage to somehow scrape a ticket this week. If the allocation of points is kind and there ain't that many people in my situation, I might be lucky. You never know. But I'm not getting my hopes up. If it happens, it happens. But nonetheless, I'm going over to Prague. I hope they sort out all the issues. I hope we've got a lovely big fan zone, because that's where most people are going to be, right? And I hope more importantly, that people are contained and we're kept away from the Italian fans, and we can have a drink and enjoy the city and have a really good time and win that trophy. Because frankly, if we win that trophy, come the end of the night, it won't matter whether you're inside the stadium, outside the stadium, sitting at home watching it on your TV, out in some pub over here, whatever. If we win, everything else is irrelevant, isn't it? And I must admit, I'm so excited for this now. I think the differentiator for us, if you look at the way we played the other day, the differentiator for us versus Fiorentina is we've got a couple of borderline superstars there. Declan Rice, Lucas Paqueta. Two players who, if they're right on their game, together with all the others around them, it's a team effort. But Fiorentina have not got players of that magnitude. If we turn up and we play, and we do ourselves justice, we're going to win this thing. Anyway, that's me done. If there's any further updates on the tickets or the fan zone, I will, of course, let you know. Until next time, see you soon, and come on, you irons.